Hey there, gangs. Turn 5, 11, 12 July in Panzer Guderian, Panzergruppe Guderian, I should say. So I thought I'd give you a quick update on kind of what's transpired. If you saw the first couple of turns, that when before I had to reset, there was a pretty aggressive push both north and south of this main road here that leads to Smolensk. And without trying to penetrate that road, I was really wary of making initial attacks just because of the unknown, untried values of the units. You know, they range from 0 to 8 or 9 or something like that. There may be a 10 in there. And my previous attempt at getting this started hadn't worked out so well either, and I got pretty frustrated with the combat results and really wasn't taking advantage of the system. So my first caveat to you, if you're new to this system and you haven't played this game before and you do pick it up inexpensively somewhere, I encourage you to do it because it's actually a pretty interesting game, but be patient, or be more patient than I was anyway. And don't be afraid to reset. I often feel once I put the effort into particularly with this game, it came in a mess. So sorting the counters and working out all the different formations and all the rest of it. I set it up and played 2 turns and it didn't work out. I was kind of frustrated, so I set it up, start again, and still didn't work out. So sort of taking my time, I packed it up and decided to do the a victory denied situation, and that worked out. That worked out okay. Until I knocked the board anyway. But fortunately I got that played with my buddy Anthony, and we got that squared away on Vassal. So that was a great game, actually. I enjoyed that. Not just because I won, but I just it was very tense most of the time. Even though I was doing well most of the time, it's still you never knew what was going to happen with the chit draws and what your opponent had planned. So back to this guy. So anyway, what had happened is that I had to reset because I basically put myself out of supply in the first 2 turns. It's not easy to do that, but I managed to do it. With a quick reset, I changed my approach to the game and just looked for opportunities to have very focused attacks, more Schwerpunkt style, I guess. I'm putting 3 divisions on a unit and just knocking the bejesus out of it, and then doing the breakthrough movement in the secondary movement phase. This game has 2 movement phases for the Germans. You move, attack, and then you get to move again with all your units, basically, all your motorized units. Anyway, so that has worked out quite well, and in fact, the poor old Soviets decided down here to make an attack, counterattack, primarily because some of the units were out of supply, but I had a whole bunch of units here, and there was one Panzer division here with a supply line secured with units here. I almost attacked it. Ended up being not a great attack, but since I'd announced it and actually rolled the die thinking I'd have plenty of factors, when I flipped over the counters, because I attacked with an 8, so I thought I was going to have at least 1-to-1, or there was one unit that had an 8 factor on it, so I thought I would be okay. I would be in the 1-to-2 range, and then with 5 or 6 other counters I'd have to get another 8 factors. Well, I forgot that we were not only doubled for woods, but doubled for divisional integrity, because it works both ways, both in attack and defense for the Germans. So all of a sudden, it was 8 factors, not versus 8 or 16, but 32. So I had to scramble to get back to 1-2, and so guess what? I rolled a frickin' 6 attacker eliminated. So I lost about 8 divisions, or equivalent, whatever they are. Yeah, the divisions. So disaster. Well, that really changed the flavor of the game. It probably accelerated what's happening here, but I don't think it. It would have prevented what's happened, perhaps. I don't know. That may not have got as far down here, obviously. We would have had to do some more fighting. But Rosilov fell in turn 3 or 4, and then we picked up this last turn, this little 10-point victory point thing here. But what it has done is thinned the herd out significantly. Now here in the center, using the zones of control in this game, once you're in one, you're stuck in it until you kill that unit or retreat out via combat. And both sides have used that to their advantage. We've kept all of these forces here locked up, and eventually we got them out of supply. And then they're halved, and so that makes it a lot easier for me to chew on them slowly. So it's playing similarly to how a Victory Denied played, where you would isolate some units and have those. Sorry for the shake there. I've got my hand resting on a unsteady portion of the board here. Let's see. So yeah, so you'd have these isolated segments on AVD as well, and you just kind of let them sit until you can get to them with an appropriate amount of force. And here, same story. I think the last turn here we killed 5 or 6 different units. In turn 4, the 20th, the 14th, and the 29th all conducted a 4-to-1, 8-to-1 attack. We got a D1, and then there was 3 divisions attacked south of Smolensk here. Where is it? Where is Smolensk? There it is. There, and we took out in an 11-to-1 attack. What ended up being a very weak unit. So the Soviets have moved. We're done with turn 5 movement. It's now back over to the Germans. So this has really started to become a lot more fluid game, which is what I was expecting. And it feels a lot more like Operation Typhoon now. I'm kind of disappointed about this this result here, but I didn't want to go through the exercise of doing a take back, and I certainly didn't want to start again for the 3rd time, or actually would be the 4th time if we counted our original efforts. So we just kind of lived with that attack. I can rationalize it as being some sort of Soviet counterattack that was doomed to failure. Anyway, so we're moving on, and we'll see what happens here. It's very, very hard for the Germans to get a substantial victory. They really have to pretty much sweep the board and end up all the way over here on some of the exit hexes to make it to make a substantial victory of any type. And we'll talk about this little line here a little bit later on. All right, that's a long diatribe. Sorry about that, guys. We'll just get on with it.